Acosta, Jeff Louts. We're going to get right into it. We have a jam-packed show, so as always, Beast, Best, Bust. And I'm going to start with Jeff.
All right, and it's a bust for me because Greg Berhalter needs to pack his bags and go. Yep. I'm tired of watching, youthful talent leave this team because of a head coach that hasn't even amassed success in his own career. He's pushed away Gio Reyna. He's pushed away a lot of talented players that USA could use in the future for, future World Cups. And after the World Cup qualifiers and only doing 11 points out of 26 available, that's what I'm saying. That's not good. How do you feel?
Nah, especially like the whole thing with Gio Reyna, it's actually unbelievable. Gio Reyna is one of the top prospects in the United States, national team. He plays at Dortmund, along with Jude Bellingham, a lot of other really promising players over there. And he should be starting on our team, So it's unbelievable to me that he doesn't play. Players like, oh my God, Najee Wright, are you kidding me? Don't even get me started. That guy's horrible.
Where's Berhalter? If USA lets him go, where could he fit?
He can go back to the MLS where he belongs. And I love the MLS very much, but a bottom dweller team could pick him up, have the hype of a US coach coming back. But I'd like to go replace him with the man up north from the Six. Yeah. Mr. John Herdman and the Canadian team have looked better than the USA, played better than the USA, and have way less talent than the USA. And that's due to Greg Berhalter's 4-3-3 formation, where he doesn't make any fluctuations towards the opponents. I mean, you saw it a little bit against England, but he has to do that when you play against Rashford, some of these top talents. But Berhalter has not changed the team's identity since he's taken over, and it's really culminating to a halt finish right now, where it's just like USA cannot get better than this. We're going to make past the World Cup qualifiers, but then we're going to get stomped down by a good team again.
And, you talked a little bit of transition. My best for this week was João Felix. Went to Chelsea on a loan. Luca, explain for those that aren't soccer fans, what exactly does a loan mean?
Yeah, so to keep things simple, a loan is just a temporary transfer. So a lot of teams have a buyout clause. So, for example, if a player wants to go to a team for a certain amount of time, and the player, they really do favor him, then they could buy out his contract. But, so a loan, he's going to go over there for 6 months, just about for the length of this second stint of this season. And, he's going to go and try and change the Chelsea team, make them better, because Chelsea has been horrible. Oh, my goodness, they've been shocking. They have no forward. Kai Havertz, who is that guy? Romelu Lukaku goes. He's a pass of his former self. So, yeah, I know. So I think João Felix is really going to mix things up in Chelsea. So
personally, I got to see him back when he came for the MLS All-Star game with Atletico de Madrid played. Yeah. And, he was like 19 or 18 at that point. He was electric. Off the ball, he is a talent. And he's been covered up by Antoine Griezmann and Angel Correa. And when he deals with these injuries, he gets slid back in the bench, and then he just doesn't get back into the groove. And
it doesn't help with the system they play, Riley. Dude, yeah. I'm pretty sure we talked about it earlier, the Diego Simeone system. If you want to go into it, do you want me to?
No, I was going to ask you exactly, his inconsistencies that we saw at Atletico. 5 goals, 3 assists, and 20 appearances. How impactful is he going to be for Chelsea with the new system?
Yeah, with Chelsea, they have a much better coach, in my opinion. Diego Simeone is notorious for playing this defensive style of football. It's called Park the Bus football, and it's funny because it actually originated at Chelsea. But so they sit in a low block the entire game. They sit there, they just absorb pressure over and over and over again. And that's just not the way that João Felix plays. And they had him at a number 9, which means striker, but João Felix plays a 10, which is center attacking midfielder, where he excels in linking up play with his teammates. He comes in the deep midfield areas, and he can also go forward. But when you're the sole striker, it's a lot harder because you got a lot more focus on you. You're not able to pick up the ball and be creative in areas like that. And that's why he played 74% of the time at Atletico Madrid at number 9. And João Felix said it himself. I think you had a quote mentioning how
his best position is the second forward, playing like a 10 with a guy in front of me.
Yeah, exactly. No, and for someone who played soccer, that I can totally relate to that, because when you have that player taking away attention from you, it's way easier to get into the spaces and find the pockets, to make the ball move where you need it to go. So
now, with all these moves that Chelsea has made with the transfer window, they currently have an 8% chance of finishing in the top 4 in the Premier League. Any chance they finish?
Bro,
what is projected finish for Chelsea?
Projected finish is for Chelsea. I was gonna say, projected finish is gonna be Arsenal number 1. But Chelsea, they stink, and who can make Chelsea better? Enzo Fernandez, which is my beast. Argentinian midfielder won the won the Young Player of the Year in the World Cup, which is basically the Cy Young Award for soccer. He's 21 years old. 21 years old, and was the best young player of the World Cup. He plays for Portuguese side Benfica, which puts out loads of talent. They actually put out one of the players we just talked about, João Felix. They have Ruben Diaz. Devin Luiz, Di Maria. If you know soccer, you know those players. Chelsea sent an offer of $85 million for the 21-year-old, which would have been the second most expensive transfer of a midfielder ever behind Paul Pogba to United. And the only other player to compare to that is Frankie de Jong to Ajax, and that kid is insane. So I don't think he's going to go to Chelsea because Benfica won $120 million for him. That's the buyout clause. And in soccer, like, that's a lot of money. Actually, period. That's a lot of money. So, but I don't think he'll go to Chelsea. I think 100% he's going to end up going to Real Madrid. Yeah. Like, no. I promise you he will.
No, he's going to end up in the Premier League. And you know who I'm sniffing? Liverpool.
It just doesn't.
It makes sense. They need a dominant attacking midfielder, and I feel like Enzo can set up the pieces. I mean, you saw it in the World Cup. He set up Argentina to get that win against France. He held the possession in midfield, created that attack. I don't know, man. You saw the celebration yesterday where he said, I'm basically not signing with Chelsea. He said he threw the contract in the garbage. So Chelsea's gone, but I think Liverpool is going to be the next ones up because they have the cap space, even though cap is nothing.
Well, now, let me tell you, that is cap, first of all, because Liverpool just signed Cody Gakpo. And you guys probably don't know who that is. And if you do know who it is, I'm about to tell you. Cody Gakpo is the only player in European competitions with more goal contributions than Erling Haaland. And if you don't know who Erling Haaland is, look it up and look up how many goals he has. That kid is absolutely disgusting. He's the best striker I've seen, best young striker I've seen in the Premier League in the last at least 5-10 years, like for sure. And like I said, he has more goal contributions from him. And he plays out wide. And mind you, Cody Gakpo is, I want to say he's 23. And so I just don't think that Liverpool are gonna. They're not gonna go out and sign Enzo Fernandez when they just spent all this money on a guy like him. And you saw how he played against the Netherlands. He tore up the U.S. Actually, he destroyed the U.S. national team.
I really think that Liverpool could really solidify their standings in the Premier League with acquiring Enzo, because if we go back to the World Cup, man, Messi and those boys would not be hoisting that trophy if it wasn't for Enzo and his stellar performance. And being only 21, you know how Liverpool likes their young guys. They're going to get him in there, and they're going to get him playing right.
Bro, he's as old as me. That's crazy. Like, that's actually so unbelievable. But, I mean, it's very possible. But, yeah, it's just Enzo, it's something that I think he will leave Benfica, because Benfica is known to produce world-class talent, like I said, time and time again. It's just really a matter as to who. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be Real Madrid.
We are going to toss to a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere because we are going to start our next segment with a new thing we're going to introduce this semester, so don't go anywhere. HTF Bets will be right back.
Welcome to HTF Hot Takes. I'm Johnny Jackson. We've got Emily Aaron to my right and Maluka Costa to my left.
Hello and welcome to our segment of Hot Ones. I'm here with Noah Kemper and Grant
Wheeler.
Yep, I knew that. Grant Wheeler.
Listen, I'm a Bulls fan, but I just can't ever argue against LeBron. I watched him my whole life.
I've been going back and forth with this debate for a long time. It's got to be Michael Jordan.
Whatever she wanted. I would wake up in a maid costume for Doja Cat.
Brutal.
Jeffrey Laux, no question.
Richie, I would give it to Richie.
It is not Richie. It is not Richie.
No, it's Jeff.
Richie's pronouns are he, they, because he cannot be him.
What?
Oh, wait a second.
I'm going to have to also agree and say Jeff. He always is spiffy.
It might be Cameron. Cameron's had some good fits.
Out of the women, Norelli always dresses really, really cute.
Whoa. That went so awful.
It's basketball.
College football, I think, is the best sport to watch.
If you don't like soccer, it's because you suck at it.
I think college football is the best.
Thanks for watching.
Exactly 10 days ago, a routine tackle for Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin quickly turned into a life-threatening situation. And over this past week, the world has watched patiently as the 24-year-old spent several days in Cincinnati's ICU unit after suffering a cardiac arrest. Yesterday, the Bills announced that Hamlin completed enough evaluations to confidently be discharged and complete his recovery back home. Off the field, Hamlin is a philanthropist, starting a toy drive fundraiser in the heart of COVID-19. The fundraiser was founded to positively impact children who have been hardest hit by the pandemic and has since seen donations nearly $9 million. This semester, we're introducing a brand new segment titled Player with Purpose for somebody exactly like Damar Hamlin. Jeff, touch on just how much this segment means to you.
It means a lot because now we get to go into the communities and see what these players are actually doing with, the millions that they're making. They're going back and feeding their communities. They're breeding their communities for better futures and outcomes. I hope that, this all, comes full back circle next season. He comes back in, gets a showcase, this is how much I've raised just because, I've had this tragedy happen. But, we can all learn from this and get better,
Now, we wanted to introduce this segment to show that athletes are so far beyond the box score, how many points, how many tackles, how many touchdowns they produce. Jack Hansel, as your first appearance on HTF Bets, touch on just, who's an athlete that really stood out to you in their impact beyond the game?
One that stands out to me is LeBron James. Just what he does outside of it, all the donations, and he starts the school, I think it's called, and he's just a guy that shows character, high class all the time, no matter how much criticism he gets, and that's one guy that's really outside the game. He's a great person.
No, absolutely. Transitioning into our basketball segment here. We're nearing the midway point of the NBA season. A lot of teams have played 41 of their 82 games. Luka, mid-season NBA awards. We're going to start off with the MVP favorites so far. Nikola Jokic, the usual suspects. Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Luka, touch on who is your MVP favorite up to this point?
All right, so this is new for y'all. We're doing a little something different. We're trying to recreate inside the NBA, so we're going to see how it goes. But my pick is going to be Nikola Jokic for MVP. Emily, if you'll go ahead and play it. Freeze it here. You see Nikola Jokic. Look at his size, and look how he puts the ball on the floor. He still gets into the space and still puts the ball in the basket. You can go ahead and play it, Emily. And he does all types of things. He scores the ball. He creates opportunities for his teammates. He pushes the ball down the floor as a 7-footer. Takes the entire length of the court, puts it up, freezes it here. With 2 people on top of him, 3 people around him, he still finds the ball to the basket. Now he can go down low, still create on Anthony Davis, Baby Davis. That should be his nickname. He can't play a single game in the NBA. Nikola Jokic is going to come down the floor right here, punch that in. And then the next one, if you're going to freeze it right here for me, Emily, look what he's doing, right? He has already caught the ball. He can't even look behind him, right? What do you think he's going to do? Emily, play it. He's going to pass. Behind the back pass, that's 7 foot. Come on, are you kidding me? You can't be doing that at the side. And then look, he still gets down into the lane. He's always open for his teammates. He's a great overall player. And he put the ball on the floor again. When has you ever seen Nikola Jokic that athletic in my life? So I'm not going to lie. I think he's got to be the MVP candidate. 42, 20, and 10. Time and time again, he just puts up numbers. He's one of the absolute best players MVP. The boys over there, what do you guys think about MVP pick?
I do want to start. Luka Doncic is leading the race right now at plus 275 odds. Jokic right behind him at plus 300. But what stands out about Jokic to me, I actually saw this right before we went on air. He is one of 2 players this season. The other is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He should be the other MVP favorite, if you ask me, KCP. One of 2 players this season with a plus 300 plus minus. That is unbelievable. With that being said, Luka Doncic is my MVP. There is a reason it is called the most valuable player award. If you took Jokic off the Nuggets, where would they finish in the standings? Probably top 7. They would definitely be a play-in team. You take Doncic off the Mavs, that's a lottery team for sure.
And I have to agree with you, man. Yeah. Luka, just the buzzer beaters over this year, and we were just talking about the Knicks game where he steals the ball back and then nails a 2-pointer just to put him back up over the Knicks in Madison Square Garden. That was huge, man. And Luka, there's a lot of statistics that don't speak over Nikola Jokic, but what you said, he means a lot to his team. He spreads the ball around a ton. He sets up a lot of the plays. Jokic, like you're highlighting over there, Luka, he just runs down the floor and does it to people, man. I feel like the team around, Jokic just creates such a great dynamic in Denver.
Who is your MVP favorite right now?
Well, it should be Giannis. He's averaging 31, 12, and 5 on a team that's winning just about the same amount of games as Jokic. And you brought up if they didn't have Giannis, Middleton hasn't played most of the season. No, and when Middleton has played, he's averaging 11, 2, and 4 on 30% shooting. So that team would be absolutely atrocious without Middleton. But the MVP voters did it to themselves. Last year, they voted for Jokic because of his advanced stats, and they didn't win any games. He was a 6th seed. He's putting up the same advanced stats this year, and now they're winning games because they got players back.
And he's actually shooting at a better true shooting percentage this season. The 2-time MVP is shooting the best from the field as he has over his entire career.
He is, and it's just, but It's just the advanced stats that he leads in, and it should be honest, but they're going to vote for Jokic again, as they will every year.
Luka, let's transition into Depoy.
Yes, sir.
Defensive Player of the Year. Who is it going to be this season?
I think it's got to be Jaren Jackson. I'm not going to lie to you. He's done literally nothing but prove himself over and over again. He's gotten better and better. Emily, if you'll go ahead and play the highlight. Look at this defensive prowess. His defense creates offense. You know, first of all, that pass from the center is already crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then if you go ahead and stop it right here, look where he is in the frame. He has 3 defenders around him. You got you have the main defender right here. He is still going to somehow, he's athletic, his size, he's quick for 7 feet tall, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and play the highlight. You know, go ahead and get this mean chase down block. Sorry, Jeff. No, we didn't mean to hurt you. And he's really all over the place. He's a spider, bro. It's like he really grows arms and legs. Are you kidding me? Look where he is right here. Great job to position himself, get the rebound. He hustles for the ball too. If you freeze it here, look where he is right now. You have the open lane. The defender's going to come in. You think he'd come into the center, you know, prevent the 3. We're going to go ahead and play it. Great awareness to come play help defense, get that block. Mean block again. Like, come on, bro. This guy's disgusting. Like, he's done nothing but grow since he's been into the league. He's got a good hand on shoulder, smart player, and he can defend in the post. Like, I'm seriously, one-on-one defender, help defense, chase down defense, recovery defense. He does it all on all aspects of the ball. He's all the way over here on this play right here. The ball's going to come around. He's going to get a rebound. Aggressive player, tenacious player. He just does so much for the team that you do not see in the NBA. He does the nitty-gritty work that a lot of people don't want to do anymore. What do you guys think?
I think someone that's being really slept on right now is Bam Adebayo. And as a Magic fan, I hate to say it because a Heat player. And Bam, he doesn't get the gaudy stats, but the way he, solidifies his team's defensive intensity, it's insane. That's something that I always want for my team, is someone to come on the floor and make everyone around them better. I mean, his numbers might not say it, but he's been on 3 all-defensive teams the past 3 years. And I feel like Bam, he wasn't even in the top 3 rankings this year. He has been ridiculous this year, and the Heat wouldn't be the same without him on that roster.
Jack, do you think Triple J missing the first month of the season will hurt his...
It could, but if he stays healthy the whole year, I think it will balance out. I also do have Jaren Jackson Jr. for Defensive Player of the Year. His 3 blocks per game is insane. He's averaging 4 per 36. And I did think Bam was a close second, but one thing that really stood out was Bam's defensive rating, individual, is 109, and Jaren Jackson's all the way down to 103, and that's a pretty significant difference in the depoy. Yes. And Jaren Jackson Jr.'s whole problem through his career has been his foul issues, and he has not been fouling that much this year. So he's been able to stay on the court a little bit longer and keep playing that anchor defense. So that's my pick.
When Triple J was out that first month of the season, the Grizzlies posted the 20th best defensive rating in the NBA since his return. First, and it's not even close. All right, next we are going to go into Most Improved Player of the Year. Luka, this is a fun race. This is a fun race.
Yeah, for Most Improved Player. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought we were gonna do Rookie of the Year, but I guess
we'll do Rookie of the Year.
Perfect, because I'm gonna be honest. I had no idea we were doing Most Improved Player, but yeah, my Rookie of the Year. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a standout. It's gonna be Paulo, the boy Paulo. Jeff, I gotta give your Magic some love. Go ahead, play Emily. Let Jeff watch this guy do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Dude, he's a freak of nature, athletic monster, and for his size, he dribbles the ball so well. At 6'8", I did not think you would be able to see someone move like this. Unless your name's like Kevin Durant, Paul George, elite ball handlers at their size. The only thing he does, you have to get this knockdown jumper here. That's the only thing his game needs to work on. If you go ahead and freeze it, Emily. If you see him here, he sees his point guard has the ball, smart IQ play. He's going to go ahead, get out front, get in front of the player, get in front of the defense, so he can make himself available. And then, Emily, if you're going to play it, he knows he's not a good three-point shooter, so he's going to go ahead, cut to the basket. And look how high that ball is, bro. That was at the top corner of the box. He still goes up there and gets it. And he just absolutely blows past this guy, whoever that is. I'm not going to lie to you. But, he's just a great freak of nature, 6'8". The only thing he needs to do is work on this jump shot. And then he's a great passer of the ball as well. Look at Wendell Carter going up there, getting that cram, But yeah, I truly think Paolo Banchero is really standout Rookie of the Year. No one comes even close. It's not even up for debate.
Is it even a race, Jack?
It's not really a race. And one thing that really stands out with Paulo a lot is most rookies have a tough time adjusting to the NBA physicality. And this guy, he's really NBA made, and he's been just physical, be able to get into his paint at will, and do whatever he wants. He's averaging 21, 6, and 4. No rookie compares to that. So
yeah, he is. So right now he ranks top 3 in points per game, rebounds per game, assists, and steals among rookies.
And another thing, man, there's a stat that's insane. He's scored 20 points in 20 games of his last 26. 2 other players that do that. Zion Williamson, Michael Jordan. Two players that, one's greatest of all time, one is possibly going to be in that region soon.
Yeah. No, and I think the only knock on Paolo right now is the Magic aren't in the playoff picture. Do you think that has any impact, Luka, on Rookie of the Year?
No, to be honest with you, Rookie of the Year is always about the best rookie player of the year. It doesn't really matter where your team finishes, but who's the best player as a rookie in the year. And I think that it's 100% him. And Riley, if you want to go ahead and do you want to do Sixth Man of the Year?
Yeah, let's do Sixth Man.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead super quickly. We're going to talk about my boy, Jordan Poole. Everyone hates on Jordan Poole. I'm not going to lie to you, but I think he has established himself as a great, second unit, leader, And like I said, we're going to be very quickly if it'll come up. But, yeah, no, Jordan Poole, all he's done is absolutely create nothing but great opportunities for the Warriors. He's shifty with the ball, great shooter. He brings momentum onto the court. And he's honestly trying to prove himself as a leader. And even that whole situation after Draymond, what happened, it's you as a player, that's really diminishing. That's demoralizing, to take something like that and to just go out and play like nothing happened. But I think he's adjusted well for his age. And I loved watching him back at Michigan that year they were popping
What about
off.
Westbrook?
Man, I love Westbrook to death, bro. I have a Westbrook jersey, man, but I can't do it. I can't.
Jack, Poole or Westbrook?
Westbrook. Jordan Poole starts over half the game, so.
I get that.
All right, that is all the time we have for NBA talk, but don't go anywhere because coming up we have our surefire picks of the week where we tell you what bet you should place this weekend. We'll be right back. Welcome back, and some of our favorite segments of the show, some of our not so favorite segments of the show, Surefire Pick of the Week. And as our first-time guest here, Jack, what bet are you betting your entire life savings on this weekend?
I am betting Jaguars money line over the Chargers. Listen, the Jaguars have a Super Bowl winning coach, and the Chargers have a rookie coach. The Jaguars have won 5 in a row. The Chargers lost to the Broncos while playing starters, and the Chargers got Mike Wilhurt and Joey Bosa playing hurt. This screams, and the Chargers are favored in Jacksonville.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that's crazy.
The home team will win. Jaguars money line.
What do you think?
Real?
No, I know y'all are dissing him, but I like what I'm hearing.
No. I was gonna say I wasn't knocking that. It's good. Yeah.
So are we rocking with Duval?
Duval! Yeah, we rocking
Yes,
with
sir.
Duval.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not gonna lie.
Hey,
I love
man,
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence has gone into a whole different phase of his game, man, with, removing Urban Meyer, entering Doug Peterson. That offense is electric, man. Who would have thought Zay Jones, Marvin Jones, all them boys would be doing something like that? Evan Ingram?
The guy with no hands, bro.
It's crazy.
Oh, my God.
But I'm excited to see what the Jags defense does, especially in front of the home crowd. Last week was insane for that win against the Titans. I mean, they shut down King Henry. It's a tough task to do all the time. How do y'all feel about the matchup?
No, I like it. I think it's probably one of the most intriguing wild card matchups this weekend. But I'm rocking with the Jaguars. They're playing the best football this season, which is so important come playoff time. Jeff.
Ooh, so we're going to be talking about, Paolo Banchero and the Magic taking on the Utah Jazz. And the reason I want to bring up this game is because the Magic are only 2 games away from the play-in. No one's talking about it because we're a small market team.
Crazy, yeah.
But with Paolo getting better and better, you're going to see his jerseys all around the league. We're about to become a mainstay team. I feel like the Magic can exploit a lot of the Utah Jazz's weaknesses. And the Jazz in their last 10 games, they're 3-7. The Magic, 5-5. The Magic have also been on the hot streak at the end of this season as Franz, Wendell, and Paulo are all combining for a top 5 plus-minus average on the court together. They are a dominant trio, and I see the Magic beating out the Utah Jazz.
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned those 3, but I do want to mention one more player who returned from injury about a month ago. Markelle Fultz is a big reason why the Magic have turned their season around. Former #1 pick.
I rock with him.
He has been he has led the Magic offense. Obviously, Paolo and Franz and those guys have been huge as well, but I really think Markelle has played such a bigger role this season that not a lot of people are appreciating. Luca, what is your surefire pick of the week?
All right, y'all gonna call me crazy, but hey, shout out Mr. Forrester on this one because at first I was like, yeah, that makes no sense. But I promise you, when he heard it and broke it down, he's spitting. Bucks, Cowboys. The Bucks are gonna beat the Dallas Cowboys in the first round. Y'all gonna call me crazy, but hear me out. Every time Tom Brady plays the Cowboys, what does he do? Bro, it's Tom Brady in the playoffs, and I hate Tom Brady. I can't stand that guy, but it makes sense. Bro, it's Dak Prescott over Tom Brady in the playoffs, and the Bucks are getting Tristan Wirfs back. This thing, I don't remember the other two players, but this is gonna be the first time they've had their whole O-line since like week 3 or week 4. Like, Dallas is favored by Dallas is favored by 2.5 points.
I saw something over there. What
I'm
do you have to say?
I'm telling you,
the
the Bucks are going to the NFC Championship game. Watch.
Absolutely not. I am just disgusted by
Quote
that.
me.
Absolutely not.
If they lose, I will take the bad. I will take the bad
Bucks,
takes.
the Bucks cannot run the ball. They cannot score the ball.
Playoff winning.
Tom Brady has not been playing well all year long, and the offensive line, sure, it's back. You do not want the first time for the offensive line to be back against the Cowboys, against Michael Parsons, against a really good pass rush. There is no chance.
Listen to this. Tom Brady only has 3 less touchdowns than Dak Prescott. That's all I gotta say.
Dak Prescott has played 12 games. Tom Brady's played a full season.
And look at Dak Prescott's team. Bro, are you kidding me? Dak Prescott's team is, bro, he's stacked.
Yeah,
bro,
I know. Mike Evans and Godwin, they're just not very good.
No, but Godwin has been injured the entire time. No, Godwin has been injured for most of the season, but Mike Evans is that boy.
You said not a good run team. Leonard Fournette, man. Leonard Fournette's putting up career numbers. What do you mean? They're even getting their second running back to even play well now.
I can't comprehend.
Watch.
Over the past decade, why people still keep counting out Tom Brady.
Like, come on!
Time again, every year for the past 20 years. What is he, 65 at this point?
That's what I'm saying.
Stop.
Every
Stop
year,
counting out
they
Tom
say
Brady.
he won't do it, and then somehow it's like, oh, he's done it again. But
yeah, like
over under is 45.5. I'm taking the under, and I'm telling you, Bucks are gonna cover the spread.
So closing things out, my pick of the week: the New York Giants. The G-men are traveling to Minnesota, just like the Week 16 matchup.
Jack's stressing over there.
Jack, what's going on? Because
don't do it.
Don't do it. The Minnesota Vikings.
Do it.
They're gonna lose now.
I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings. Danny Dimes. He had a career game Week 16, and they still lost because of
I think that's cap, man. I think the Vikings are a fraudulent team, and it's been proven over and over.
They beat the Bills. They beat the
Bills.
Bro,
there's 3 other teams that beat the Bills.
I'm just saying
there's 3 other teams that beat the Bills.
I'm just saying the Bills are supposed to be one of the number 1 contenders in their conference, and they beat the Bills. That's all I gotta say.
I don't know.
Jack, closing thoughts.
Giants are 6-1 and 9-8. They're not very good. Vikings are 13-3 and do not trust Daniel Jones in the playoffs.
They ain't shutting down Barkley. They ain't shutting down Barkley.
Are they gonna cover the spread over and under?
Yeah. I think it's set at 3. I would take the Vikings cover.
All right.
I would. That is all the time we have. Jack, thank you so much for joining us. For Luca, for Jeff, I am Riley Shepard, and we will see you all next Thursday.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated champs, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I'm